Hey everybody, Anthony here, and thanks for watching Crystal Miner Rocks. Did you just buy a huge pipe cutter for cracking geodes, but you don't have the space for a large base or a stand? You need something functional, portable, and the key is space saving. Let's get started. I got this guy used from eBay. Amazing how heavy it is, 21 pounds on my shoulder. My stand weighs in at 10 pounds. Alright, let's get one of these guys set. It's kind of like a medium-sized geode. And chains are open. Alright, so as you can see, the geode's set. It's in a good spot. And look how much lower it is from where it's going to end up horizontal when it's done. So that's where, that's where I wanted something that can just kind of get underneath it or slide in without having to just keep moving things in and out. And I got a bungee here that's going to help. Once I got this thing in place, get it tight. A lot of times I'm going to be doing this by myself, so I just got a bungee to hold it in place. That's way it doesn't flop down. So while that's like that up, I can swing this, bring this back in place, slide it over. Sometimes the magnet gets in the way, just pull it out. So once I get it to the location I want, put the magnet in place, cover it. Let's get cracking. Check it out. Chain out of the way. Wow, look. I got some calcite in there. That's definitely calcite. Got some chalcedony on the right side one. Nice. Well, that's it. End of the video. Shortest one I've ever made. But if you are looking for some details on what it took to make this, here they are. Okay, so here it is, from conception to reality. Pretty basic concept, of course. Just get the geocracker to be stable and on something. Wood is very practical, so I just found some scrap wood that I had. I think this is a 2x8. Just make sure it's really flat. I had a piece of 2x6, also very flat, so no particular reason for the length. I just, again, that's all I had. I figured I could just trim it down as I needed or didn't need it. So I just attached them, made sure they were super flat. I think you can get all these parts from Home Depot or any type of hardware store. So I think these are called mending plates. I did it this way just so that I could have more stability, I think, as it may have wobbled. And then I added some corner braces right there. So again, just make sure it's very flat while you attached it together. So that's this part. And then I just made sure I was down the center. Found two small blocks that were flat. So I just kind of gauged it where that might be. And then I added one. Put the cracker, sized up the next one, marked it. Good idea is to pre-drill some holes. Well, attach this one first. Pre-drill, and then this way, there's no wiggle room. So I did it once, worked perfectly fine. This clamp here, obviously, is to hold this guy in place. You might be swinging it back and forth a lot, so good idea to have this. It's optional. This only exists just to basically, this guy can be carried around. I used to actually hold it here until this came in play. So anyway, I figured once the cracker is in position, there's a flat portion on one of the arms, and it made sense that it would go under here. I think these are 3-inch bolts, of course nutted, and just get yourself some flat bar, some sturdy flat bar. I don't even know where this came from, but it's just again, solid piece of metal. Decided to just drill it out, mark it out, and use this. Figured I'd try to save the finish on the bar, so added some padded tape. Use these guys here, 2242, Don't use electrical tape, it just liquefies and kind of becomes a mess. So anyway, these are the watertight linerless tape, so that's what I use here. The funny thing is, once I sized it up proper, I've not had to move this. It's just, I just slip it under there. So I figured I'd be like taking this on and off at one point on conception, but I have not touched this. On the back end, let me flip this. Alright, so all I did was, these are bolts. So I drilled the hole for the size of the post, and then I used a larger wood bit just to score this out, and then I took a pointed wood file and just kind of chipped around the corner to the point where I could just hammer this guy in, so it's nice and solid, nice and tight right there. Okay. Oh, and then well, I figured I'd need something to carry it around with, so I googled handles on Amazon, and this guy showed up. This is like a kayak handle, I think, so it comes in a 2-pack, so I can make another one. So that's my handle. What else? Okay, so the thing that really took the longest amount of time was thinking of something functional as a catch box. I decided that I didn't want to carry crates or something to basically catch it, because I'd be doing this myself, and if I had to carry more and more stuff, it became more of a pain. So really took some time to really figure out what I was going to do. The conduit I'm using, these are 1/2 inch. You will notice that one's a little thicker than the other, and the one to the left is schedule 80. The one to the right, this is a thinner wall, that's schedule 40. These are electrical PVC conduit. I decided to use the one that's going to take a little more weight to be the schedule 80. The rest are used just again, you can take conduit and take a heat gun. Get one cheap from Home Depot. Well, actually, Harbor Freight would be the best price. And I just used some 45s, 90s, another 45, and just kind of connect it up and just build a conceptual frame first. And then, okay, well, how do I get it on here? Came up with a couple of different ways, but I ended up with this being the best. This is, I don't even know what size this is, but I believe this is irrigation or plumbing conduit, so it's really thin wall. And this guy slides in just nice. It's hard to do this with one hand, sorry, but these guys just slip right in. And so just sized up a piece that I need, clamped it down. This is electrical one-hole clamps, get the appropriate size. I decided that this thing may slip back. I wasn't sure in the beginning, so I added these little hinges. Let me get this guy in the front here. I'm gonna slide this up front, show what I'm talking about. So I figured, because the pressure is going back this way every time when I'm cracking, I can drop these guys down. So when this post goes down, it'll get caught by the table edge and just give me a little bit more, less flexing. Thought about putting it here, but I figure over time, it might loosen out from just the force going this way, so I'll opt for putting it here. Another possibility is, if you want something longer, just take the bolt end, the catch end, and use that and drop a post through it like another bolt. But this is working out pretty good. And then these is mineral tack, so this will keep it from just dropping down or flopping around. So if I wanted to, oops, I gotta take this guy out. Okay. Here's the really cool part. All right, so this is just a skeleton view of how this thing basically works. You guys can make whatever catch, bin you want. I opted for something simple, which is just cloth, and this guy here comes out. The reason why one is shorter than the other is so that I can just let it hang. So basically, when I'm done setting the geode for the next one, then I can just flip it up, slide it back in place to the length I want. If it's larger, so that's basically the concept. It works good, even stays and keeps in place with the actual stand. This was really happy with this. Let me show you what I use for the catch bin. Went to the thrift store and found me the cheapest large hoodie. Cut it up, took out the sleeves, ended up having to basically just cut it up right down the center, and this is what I do with it. Okay, so this is how it looks like when it's basically put on. I've got 4 large binder clips, and you kind of just know after doing this so many times where you're gonna snap it. This is like right at the sleeve, and mine's like right at the seam line. So this is a good spot for small to medium-sized geodes. Why did I go with something with a hoodie? Because the hoodie is for covering the geode, so it doesn't pop out accidentally. So I've got like an extra flap there. Now, if you guys have actually done this before using these, you'll know that when the geode's set, it's actually 8 to 10 inches lower when the arm is up. And so the issue is that, you know, how do you get this thing underneath there but still stay in place? So there's always going to be this hole that the geode may fall out of when it's finally done. So I've added this magnet, and that's basically just to keep it from rolling out. And you can, you know, do something different if you want, but that's a fairly simple. And there's 2 of them right there, so that just keeps it there. Let me show you how it comes out. So I apply a little bit of pressure, this guy pulls out, swings. So when I'm done, of course, you know, you take it up, but I can set my other geode now, and of course this will be much lower. It'll be down here when the arm's up. So afterwards, you slide it back up like this, put it back in place, get the magnet to hold it in place, and we're good to go. At one point, I'm just going to cut off all the excess, you know, once I know for sure how much I'm going to need or not. And you guys can, you know, make your own basket or custom sew it or whatever, but this is a $6 solution I think will work until something else, you know, prompts me to make a difference. When you're done, you just pop the magnet off, slide it out, drop it down, and you're ready to reset for another geode. Cool part about this is it's already set in place from before, so all I'm doing is lifting it, sliding it right to that corner, and the whole thing just drops in there. I don't even have to mess with it. One thing I forgot to mention, for storage, once this guy's clamped onto the block, the tail is underneath my bottom bracket here, so it doesn't flop around. Even more secure, and it's still not in the way when I lift the handle up. So why did I make that retractable catch bin? This bungee's a lifesaver. Well, it saves me from having to bring something like this. As you can see, the geode's in a set low, ready to crack, but then I got to get a box that can, you know, swoop underneath because it's so low. And I have to bring all of this if I'm cracking a geode myself or somewhere else. And without having to bring all this, I've got something that just slips right in, and I'm in business. Hey guys, well that's it. Thanks for watching. Building version 1 was a lot of fun. I may not tweak it too much more. It's pretty functional the way it is. I'm pretty happy. Put a lot of thought into it. Anyway, if you have any constructive comments or points, leave below. If you made something similar and want to show it to me, go to Crystal Miner Rocks on Facebook and add a picture. Till then, stay safe rock hounding. Anthony out.